And okay, yeah. Sorry about
There
that.
we go. We're live.
Yes, welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
And faggots of all stripes.
Yes, we are going to be reading some Articlulz for your viewing and laughing pleasure. These wonderful, well-written, and totally not parodied articles are brought to you by Bleach and the wonderful editing team over at Legit Press Releases.
They're also brought to you by Green and Black's organic milk chocolate.
Which tastes like excrement.
Tastes like the excrement left in some granola crunching dumb fuck's backyard.
Oh, that's raunchy, man.
Don't buy that shit. Ugh. Okay, so yeah, I think I'm gonna hide the rest of these.
Craig, I think Craig needs a second to I don't know, puke.
Yeah, I don't have a bucket near me either. Fuck. I'm gonna drown it in wine.
Who the fuck buys organic chocolate?
It was next to the fucking wine, alright? Just like, alright, I got chocolate. That's good. Now I can pair this with the wine. Speaking of wine, though, we do have some
wine.
Fun. Some extra. We have some carcinogens that resveratrol is supposed to combat.
Mm. So what's first on the agenda? Ooh. Harvard cunts complain loudly about navel gazing policy.
Absolutely.
I can already tell this is going to go well.
You haven't seen navel gazing till you've seen Harvard navel gazing.
Oh boy.
See them all?
I am mad.
Children stomped around in frustration.
What does that
when
say?
Their fields weren't immediately catered to.
What does that other sign say? We need a room.
We need a room of our own. And then sexual assault is not your is not our fault. Okay. Sexual assault is not our fault.
Wow.
Well, how fucking clever are you? You must go to Harvard.
Children stomped around in frustration when their fields weren't immediately catered to.
By Travis Anderson. All right. Cambridge. More than 200 dipshits pounded pavement in angsty protest Monday against a new policy to discourage participation in single-gender clubs at the Ivy League school. A move that will affect sororities and other women's groups, but totally not any fraternities or men's groups.
Oh my god.
During a particularly obnoxious crying fit on Harvard Yard, mollycoddled children from an organization dubbed the Period Blood Coalition for Irate Vaginas used a tool of male oppression to unfurl a banner across the facade of a campus building that read, "I literally can't even." That brought a cascade of gurgles from toddlers who blubbered the university's policy to crack down on navel gazing, which will take effect with the freshman class of 2017.
Or the heat at the universe.
Will deprive them of a community of fellow vaginas who gather once a month to hover uncomfortably over the same latrine in a world where navels are often left without at least 7 pairs of eyes upon them. My vagina collection has been more than a social organization, said graduating senior Whitney Anderson during a temper tantrum. It has been a mental health hazard, a place to discuss navel-lint, where I became a feminist and where I located my asshole with the helping hands of my fellow vagina bearers. The moaning rattle shakers were crying about a plan that Harvard announced on Friday to bar supposed adults of 14 so-called final clubs, as well as 9 sex-segregated drinking communities, from receiving recommendations for prestigious scholarships from undergraduate dean Rakesh Karata. In addition, the plan will bar children from leading campus organizations and sports teams. The policy will apply not only to the university's 8 all-male He-Man woman-hater clubs, but also its 6 all-female traveling pants sisterhoods, 5 fraternity barns, and 4 prostitute brothels.
Remember, kids, college is just for fun.
Many final clubs maintain off-campus nurseries in Harvard Square where children have crackers and juice together. Because the clubs are highly secretive, it is not yet clear how administrators will identify individual navel gazers. Harvard officials say implementation will be worked out by an advisory group that will be negotiated at Spoon Point.
Can we get Navelgate as a hashtag? Hashtag Navelgate.
Hashtag Navelgate. The policy is a culmination of a push over the past year by Karana and other administrators to force male chimpanzee cages to accept vaginas. So far, two have. The restrictions were announced amid a mounting standoff between the elite microfiefdoms and college administrators, who say the organizations literally cause all rapes that occur in Rwanda. But during Monday's timeout tiff, children screeched that by targeting vagina collections as part of the plan, administrators were actually applying the rules equally. I should have gone to Bryn Mawr. Children moaned outside Massachusetts Hall Monday before their pointless meander around Harvard Yard. To belabor the common complaint, children held plates of glued macaroni bearing slogans such as "Vagina collections keep vaginas collected," and "It's not fair when you make girls do the same things as boys." They also chanted incoherent phoneme ensembles that reverberated across the August Yard, including one string of mental effluent that went, "What do we want? Dildos. When do we want them now?" But Harvard officials contend the new policy is part of a broader push to eliminate all forms of unmonitored free time on campus.
I can't even. This shit is hilarious.
As we noted Friday, change is difficult and is often met initially by opposition, said Harvard spokeswoman Rachel Dean in a statement Monday. That was certainly true. Sorry, go ahead.
It's not difficult for these people. It's impossible.
That was certainly true with past steps to remove fun at Harvard, yet today are left to remember those then controversial decisions. We continue to believe that fun has no place on Harvard's campus. At the same time, we support the right to every community member to loudly caterwaul in designated nursery zones.
Nurseries. That's a new one.
Among those crying during the nap time crankiness was Caroline Turvo, the proud owner of a vagina, who said vaginas face penile contamination in a variety of areas. Those include the daycare, where boys are scolded more often, the playground, where many vaginas are praised less than their vending machine counterparts, and in car rides home, where girls are targeted and shamed for their cooties, Turvo said. Her labia leagues, Turvo said, have been invaluable parts of my pederasty. They have introduced me to leadership positions and give me confidence, she said. After the spastic fits, which were repeatedly interrupted by loud cries and chants, these piss spitters walked a single lap around the yard before collapsing in exhaustion.
Are you sure it's not because they wet themselves?
And while bitching about the new policy was endless at the rally, Dane, the university spokeswoman, said reaction has varied. In recent days, we have received messages of support from many haters of fun in the broad college community, Dane said. We have also, as you know, received messages written in human waste claiming that Nibiru is coming.
Oh my god.
Demonstrators.
Yes. Nibiru with a comment. Oh man.
Demonstrators hung an arts and crafts decoration outside Massachusetts Hall before the tears started flowing.
Oh shit. Oh,
and don't forget, there are several comments that were hidden, of course, in the name of free speech.
Nope. I don't think they do understand that. They want the slackers to men's clubs, but also want all women spaces. Oh, does Wellesley or Smith have any co-ed clubs?
I have no idea.
I don't know. That's one of the comments. I remember the panty and that one was good too. That was a good one.
Oh, I hate this shit. I should have gotten rid of the Palos. There you go.
I remember the panty and bra burning protests over men-only gyms, clubs, etc. Today I get postcards to join women-only clubs and gyms. Hypocrites. Wow. Wow.
Back to my ex.
Yes. Yes. You're roboting, by the way, Craig.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Is it that bad?
Yeah, it's pretty bad. You're breaking up.
No, that sucks. Hold on a minute. Chrome wants me to update. Chrome can go suck a giant cock.
Chrome loves you, Craig. It wants to fondle you. Fondle all of your ethics.
Oh, God.
Oh my god, it's getting worse.
I'm working on it, damn it.
You are Mr. Roboto. Beep. Beep bop
Beep,
boop.
boop, bop.
Today's stream is brought to you by Robotech Industries. Get your own Craig bot today.
If this gets much worse, I'm going to restart.
It's getting...
Might have to.
Your Craig bot comes with free shit chocolate and good articles. And a complimentary basket of Fifi vaginas.
Is it any better at all?
A little bit, but put it this way, the way it is now, you're not going to be able to read and have people coherently understand you.
Alright, I'm trying to kill a few other things. Tell me if it gets any better.
Okay. It's getting slightly better. Shit.
Well, it's just if I leave, I have 5 minutes to get back, and I don't think 5 minutes is going to be quite enough time.
Alright, here, try this. Close a couple more things and unplug your mic and then plug it back in. That might work if you redo your mic. Sorry for the momentary interruptions, people.
Technical retarditude.
Huh?
I'm going with technical retarditude because this is fucking retarded.
Yeah, you're gonna have to restart. Alright, ready? You got 5 minutes, go.
Unplug shit.
5 minutes.
An error occurred. Thank you, YouTube. Alright. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, but you're still messing
okay,
up.
Fuck it. I'm gonna go ahead and hopefully this doesn't kill the stream. If it does, I'll start another one back up. We got through one, but we have
we have about 6 more articles, guys. Craig's gonna try to get back before the stream dies. If not, he's gonna remake it.
Yep. Fuck everything.
You have 5 minutes, man. It's not gonna immediately kill it.
And we're just gonna start off with exiting Chrome.
What to do, what to do. God damn it, Craig. You suck. You should have been ready, man. You should have been ready. For that, you get the trombone. Oh, really? The effects isn't even working. Oh, there we go. There we go. It's just lagging. There we go. That was a fail on my part and his. It's going to be an even bigger fail when he takes too damn long to get back in. Let's take a look at Twitter in the meantime. See all the shenanigans going on. Meanwhile, who for anyone who is watching, probably the two or none. What are your thoughts on the FleetCom game by our great indie developer Roguestar, who's definitely not a jackass and a complete retard? Hey, he's back.
Am I roboting?
No, you are perfect.
Like, fuck. Okay.
I had to wing it.
I heard that. You said I get the trombone, you bastard. Everyone knows I'm a percussionist, damn it.
The trombone was only necessary for ethics.
Speaking of ethics,
we have another Articlulz from our good friends at Legit Press Releases.
I have a fucking fantastic article coming up here. I'm pretty sure this is the right one. I want to make sure I'm speaking clearly when I'm reading this one.
Oh yeah, no, you're perfect. You're coming through crystal clear.
Good. Because a while ago, I was asked several times when I was going to cover or at least talk about or laugh at a certain article. Oh, damn it, this isn't the right one. Well, we can get to it next.
Well, this one's pretty short, I think, right?
I hope it is. Yeah. Because it already talks about stupid shit.
Why does affirmative action result in special treatment? I don't know. Let's
look at her. She's specially treated. Why does implementing policies specifically designed to specially advantage women result in women getting so many more university places than men? Well, I mean, this one is kind of boring. Yeah, but we can go through it.
We can go through the first part if you want, and then.
I think I wrote more on the. Well, no, you just saw some. We'll go through it.
Yeah.
This isn't just a slight difference. Women in the UK are now 35% more likely than men to go to university, and the gap is widening every year. A baby girl born in 2016 will be 75% more likely to go to university than a boy if current trends continue, because, fuck it, why not think about it a little bit harder than that? The Higher Education Policy Institute, or HEPI, has published research examining the obvious.
Do they call it HEPI for, like, Hep C, Hep B?
It's HEPI.
Okay.
And as the university remains the gateway to better paid, more secure jobs, Murray Kernock-Cook, head of the... I did not modify that at all. Head of the UCAS University Admissions Office, warns that not being given special treatment could be a new form of disadvantage. On current trends, the gap between rich and poor will be eclipsed by the gap between males and females within a decade, she writes in an introduction to the report. She says, while there is much focus on social mobility and geographical differences, there is a collective blind spot on the underachievement of young men because nobody wants to be called a misogynist by a flock of cotton candy-colored harpies.
Oh... There you go.
So what kind of excuse can we make to hand-wave away the obvious? The likelihood of going to university is shaped by results in primary and secondary school, and we've put in place policy to make sure girls are outperforming boys at every stage. But the report demolishes one long-held theory, that the success for girls was triggered by the switch from O-levels to GCSEs in the late 1980s in England, Wales, and Northern Ireland. There have been claims that the gladiatorial all-or-nothing exam worked in favor of boys and that the greater sustained effort for course worked in favor of girls. And this theory seemed to fit when women overtook men in university places in the early 1990s. But the report finds that such connections were overcooked and that by the time the exams were changed, special treatment made sure women had already caught up with men in university entry rates, and this trend predated the shift at GCSEs. This was also an international trend, suggesting it wasn't just our fault. Ms. Kernock-Cook says she is instinctively convinced the fall in the proportion of male students is connected to the increasing gender imbalance in the school workforce. Until the early 1990s, most secondary school teachers were male. This is now completely reversed, with the teaching profession becoming increasingly female.
Oh, that's true. Yes.
Yeah. Can we still find a way to blame things on men? But the research point, written by Nick Hillman and Nicholas Robinson, says the evidence remains unclear about whether such a female workforce has a negative impact on male students. What is incontrovertible is that women have taken the greatest advantage of the special treatment they have been given over the course of several decades.
One thing I'd like to actually look at sometime is I know I've read on like there being much more female teachers in high schools, in grade school, but what about universities? I've always wondered, does it carry over to university? Because I see a lot of male teachers in university and STEM fields. So
yeah, that's basically where they're allowed to be without being called pedophiles.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
So it doesn't carry over into STEM fields or universities. Yeah, I figured.
At this point.
Yeah.
Well, hey, times are changing. In 1990, there were 34,000 women graduating from the UK universities compared to 43,000 men. By 2000, the positions were reversed with, get this, 133,000 women graduating compared with 110,000 men. In the following years, the gap has accelerated. So that the most recent figures from the last year show there are almost 300,000 more women in higher education than men. 5 out of 6 higher education institutions now have more female students than male, and if every single man who applied to university were to be automatically given a place, there would still be fewer men than women. But there are substantial underlying differences within the male population. You still there? Oh, you're muted. Among white boys from disadvantaged families, only about 10% will go to university, the lowest of any social or ethnic group, which is why we most definitely do not want to give them any special treatment. Deprived boys from other ethnic backgrounds, such as black and Asian, are much more likely to go to university, which is baffling because we give them special treatment too. This suggests different barriers in attitude and expectation, and it suggests some communities have been left behind, as it was relentlessly asserted that they have privilege of one form or another. Or perhaps it really is the boys that are causing their own misery. The report includes OECD data gathered alongside international PISA tests that shows on average the boys are less likely to work hard at school, less likely to read for pleasure, more likely to be negative towards school and dodge their homework. Another theory for women's record levels of success is that they get much more benefit from going to university. Study says that it's economically rational behavior because women are particularly likely to gain financial benefits from getting a gender studies degree and a Patreon. The gap in earnings between female Patreon users and non-Patreon users is much greater than the earnings gap between males and females. Another way of interpreting the rise in female graduates is to look at the changes in special treatments we've tried. When training for nursing moved from diploma to degree level, it brought a large female-dominated group of trainees into the higher education sector. If 2 sets of students were removed from the figures, nursing and teacher training, a substantial portion of the gender gap would disappear. The report looks at the tougher question of what should be the response. The Scottish Funding Council has set unrealistic expectations for Scottish universities to stop the results every sane person expected, so that no subject by 2030 should have less than 25% of one gender. There are also suggestions that young men develop more slowly and could benefit from further special treatment of everyone but them. Should universities have recruitment targets for male students in the way that they have outreach projects to help other underrepresented groups? Report author and HEPI director Nick Hillman says, nearly everyone seems to have a vague sense that our education system is letting young men down, but there are few detailed studies on the problem and almost no clear policy recommendations on what to do about it without being forced to answer how women will benefit. Young men are much less likely to enter higher education, are more likely to drop out, and less likely to secure a top degree than women. Yet aside from initial teacher training, only 2 higher education institutions currently have a specific target to recruit more male students. That is a serious problem that we created and did not foresee the need to ever address. University Minister Joe Johnson said, while we are seeing record application rates from disadvantaged backgrounds, this report shows that too many are still missing out. That is why our recent university access guidance for the first time called for specific support for white boys from the poorest homes. I guess we might wait for Max to get back here. Give him a couple minutes. Can relax for a moment. Stare daggers into this poor purchase decision of piss poor chocolate and have myself a little bit of wine. Delicious. Well, we'll at least get back. Let's see. Number 4. Oh, this is the one. This one's going to be great. Oh, look, there's a glacier. Can anybody guess what this one's about? Leave that up to you, Chad. Let's see if any of you get it right. Oh, what chocolate? Well, the chocolate that is sponsoring this is sponsoring today's stream. Green and Black's organic milk chocolate. It's both fair trade and USDA organic. I made the piss poor decision of buying it when pulling out of wine. It tastes like yesterday's manure. Maximus. Uh-oh. Someone got it. It is about feminist glaciers. Though it might not be about glaciers in the way that you think of them. You see, glaciers have vaginas too, as noted right here in this picture. Well, I hate to move on here without Max, but the show must go on. So, Q&A. Author of A Fucking Stupid Study reflects on sudden questioning of said waste of time and money. By Carolyn Gramling. Last week, fucking idiot Mark Carey of the University of Oregon, Eugene, found himself thrust into the limelight as the latest target of rational citizens questioning federally funded research. In 2013, Carey received a 5-year National Science Foundation career grant, one of the 3 NSF grants he has held. He is a prolific moron, with more than 30 articles and book chapters as well as 3 books under his belt. But one article he co-authored, published in January in Progress in Human Geography, included a retarded subject matter guaranteed to draw delicious life-sustaining attention. The article, Glaciers, Gender, and Science, a feminist glaciology framework for global environmental change research, has become the latest talking point in an ongoing controversy about funding shitheads in the poor research they do. Science Insider talked with Carey about defining a feminist glaciology framework, how he hasn't been laughed out of his office and to the street. Oh, you're back.
Yeah, sorry, I had to do something. Yep.
All right. Well, we've just begun. I think you're going to like this article.
All right. This is the one you were excited about?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yes, this is the one we were talking about. Yeah, this is the one we were talking about. All right.
Let's see. So where was I? Oh, yeah. How he hasn't been left out of his office and to the street, and how he feels about having to defend his bullshit. Question: are you aware of how full of shit you are? Answer: professional research is published in journals for specialists in a given field. Somehow, OCR images of my shit smearing
were published.
Sorry.
Oh my god.
It's way easier. It's way easier to type this stuff, I swear.
Dude.
How many shit smearings are published? When removed from that context and described to non-specialists, the text can appear to be written in English. Hold on a second. Zen.
Give the man a round of applause. Oh, fuck.
Oh, and to respond to Virik, who is being a mensch by trying to inform me about organic chocolate, I did not notice the fact that it was some kind of compost-derived bullshit before I bought it.
Don't worry, Virik. I already ripped him a new one both
Yeah.
on stream and at the beginning of the stream. So
Yeah, don't worry. You're not the first, and I'm sure you won't be the last. All right. What is surprising about the legitimate concerns raised is the high level of accuracy concern and background information circulated about dubious research and researchers, though this has unfortunately been happening to con artists, such as myself, for centuries, especially climate evangelists in recent decades.
ban him. Ban him.
The good news is that people are talking about glaciers. But there's much more to the story than just the glaciers. You have to believe me, or I won't be able to convince people with money to continue funding my fictitious descriptions of reality. People and societies impose their values on glaciers when they fuck them to make more glaciers. Glaciers become the platform to express people's own views about vaginas. Go ahead.
Remember, every time you give this asshole $1, an angel gets their wings.
The attention during the last week proves our point clearly, that glaciers are in fact highly politicized sites of fornication, both physical and mental, but always autoerotic.
Oh my fucking god.
Glaciers don't have a gender yet, but the rhetoric about ice tells us a great deal about what kind of Tumblr page a glacier would make.
Were you aware that feminist glaciology might sound overt anti-science?
What was the hope? We chose the title Feminist Glaciology to provoke outrage with easily strawmanned laypersons and spawn insular discussions about who produces words about glaciers and what the implications of existing words are, including special discussion about vaginas and carvings resembling them found in glaciers I have visited. We also wanted to present a variety of different bullshit that go beyond science to generate Patreon donations. Our goal is to create confusion about science by making science more about the scientists and not the science.
I'm gonna be a massive hypocrite right now because I don't usually get picky about grammar. But he fucking misspelled the word have. Come on.
I know. I didn't do that either.
That's a 4-letter word, man.
I didn't fuck that up.
No, I know that's not you. That's
like,
him. That's entirely like you don't fucking misspell a 4-letter word.
I've actually spent a lot of time correcting grammar on all these articles too. I missed that too.
No, don't correct these. Let these fuckers shine through with their poor grammar. Fuckers. All right, I'm sorry. Continue.
Yep. So, question: what is your primary interest as a fucking moron? What other scams are you involved in at this time? Answer: I am a historian pretending to be involved with science and the study of the history of glaciology as a scientific discipline, as well as how glaciers have affected societies around the world. I then ignore any findings to fabricate what I wanted to see or work the results of my inquiries to suit my worldview. People tend to think of glaciers as large bodies of frozen water that impact the local environment, but they actually affect millions of dollars worldwide by providing me with grants and free vacations all over, creating bullshit where none was before, influencing global policy written by people 2 carats shy of a rake's wit, and buying me precious influence for about 15 minutes among other things about me. I study how glaciers affect nearby societies, especially when they unleash glacial lake outburst floods and avalanches, but also through hydrologic impacts as shrinking glaciers increase seasonal runoff variability. I then make what I saw about vaginas. I also examine the genitalia of scientists who have studied glaciers over time, whether they are studying 75 years of draining and damming glacial lakes in Peru, or the history of drilling ice cores at Greenland's Camp Century military base during the Cold War. I frequently collaborate and co-author with glaciologists, climatologists, and hydrologists, as well as anthropologists, engineers, and geographers. I am important. I also co-founded and am the co-director of Transracial Disciplinary Andrian Research Network.
TDARN. What the fuck, man?
Darn.
That is a fucking weird name, man. That is a weird fucking name.
We study
disciplinary.
We study not only how glacier retreat alters the amount of water flowing out of glaciers, the natural sciences piece, but also how the water is allocated downstream among diverse populations of women that range from indigenous women to feminist women. So, question. In your paper, you mentioned the importance of including viewpoints from scientists with vaginas as well as indigenous people with vaginas. Are there any concrete examples of how feminist geography has actually been of any practical use or even improved understanding of landscapes or the environment? Answer: in short, no. But I have more words to say to make it look like I haven't wasted the money spent on my vacationing. If one goal of glacier research is to help the people living in places like the Alps and Alaska adapt to shrinking glaciers and the associated floods, landslides, and seasonal variation in water flows for irrigation hydroelectricity generation, then it is important to study more than the physical properties of ice because I said so. Con artists like myself work to understand complex proposal language, obfuscation of monetary allocation, and yes, the power of mentioning vaginas as many times as possible to guarantee funding under the threat of labeling others as misogynists, like we've done for decades with race. Our paper argues that social science and humanities research can contribute to the development of appropriate strategies for specific diverse societies to adapt to change. Well, it doesn't, but that sounded kind of sciencey, didn't it?
Do you guys know about that new Captain America cousin movie? It's called Captain Con Artist. It's coming out in 2017. Legit. It's going to be a great movie.
Isn't he related to Captain Save-A-Ho?
Yeah. they're all relative to each other in some form.
It's a rather insular southern Alabama bumfucky family, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. A vagina's experience securing post-disaster aid, rebuilding a home, and raising a family after a glacial lake outburst flood has destroyed her community is different than those of penises. And for glaciologist Aaron Pettit, the founder of the Girls on Ice program for young vaginas to study glaciology, there is something productive and empowering that happens when high school girls learn to bullshit from experienced con artists in the absence of distracting penises.
Wow, you actually read that without laughing. Damn. Give the man a round of applause.
Trying hard, man. Question. Is feminist science a phrase you made up to sound smart to your friends in social justice studies? Answer. When we mention that women are less represented in scientific fields studying glaciers, this is not surprising, but is something we as pedantic dildos need to address. There has been an increase in women studying glaciers since the 1980s, following the civil rights and equal rights movements that ushered more women and underrepresented groups into science careers. But according to geologist Christina Holt, women are still not participating in equal numbers or on equal footing with men in glacier-related sciences, especially at the more senior level, because she said so. There is a large and go ahead.
Get this man some water. His point is really dry. Oh, fuck.
I prefer the wine I have out. This is good.
Yeah.
All right. There is a large and ever-growing community of fucking morons in science and technology studies, which have nothing to do with STEM, who have been analyzing science through the lens of vaginal excretion since the 1980s. The research is partly about men versus women in science, but more deeply about issues of credibility and legitimacy in science rape. Who is able to make credible statements about the natural world given larger societal structures of inequality? What qualifies as legitimate science? Freudian slip. In our current era that increasingly recognizes the importance of indigenous and other local knowledge, there has been more pluralizing of environmental knowledge, which has helped draw more researchers to the study of gender and science. This has helped me immensely, since this means facts can be voted on and penises can only count as 3/5 of the vagina.
Wow, we have gone full circle, haven't we? There was a point when black people counted as 3/5 of a vote. Now it's penises counting 3/5 of a vote. God damn it! We've gone full circle. No, instead of the Jim Crow laws, we're gonna get to a point where it'll be the.
We're gonna get the Jane Crow laws.
Oh fuck! Oh shit!
Hashtag Jane Crow Gate.
Yeah. Fuck.
All right. Question. The idea of man versus nature does seem inherent in a lot of geo stories. And of course, Man versus Ice is in a way the ultimate extreme version of that story. From Ernest Shackleton to Into Thin Air to Chasing Ice. How does that man versus nature framework affect our understanding of female glaciers or the vaginal landscape? Answer. In the 19th century, glaciologist John Tyndall prevailed in early scientific debates about glacier motion, in part because Tyndall was a more prestigious and accomplished mountaineer than his scientific rival James Forbes. Historian Bruce Hevley concludes that mainly mountaineering feats influenced the credibility of Tyndall's science, Editor's note, this was called the Great Glacier Controversy. Forbes had contended that glaciers flow and can behave plastically. Tyndall contended that they move by thawing and refreezing. Both were somewhat right. Hey, surprise. A century later, when the first all-woman scientific expedition went to Antarctica from Ohio State University in 1969, journalists worried that they would be lonely or suffer a run-in with a mad seal. At the same time, men were portrayed as risking death to unlock the continent's awesome secrets. Forgot the closing comma there. This created considerable envy among people who thought vaginas were more interesting than the discovery of the polar caps. Our paper suggests that these broader societal classifications have historically influenced the reception of science conducted by women, with men's science more valued. As this is our opinion, it is true and irrefutable. We then ask whether these kinds of societal values about vaginas still influence science and scientists' credibility, right before bluntly asserting as much. Do we still privilege the heroic, risk-taking, conquest-oriented scientific projects like data gathering in remote parts of Antarctica, or over more mundane projects that don't involve adventure and risk into wild nature? Yes. Note that we are talking about how broader socio-cultural values influence the reception and perception of science, not about individual scientists and whether their science is valid or solid, which is not the point. You see, the point is to make science about the scientists and not about the science. Posted under Con Artisans. Please note that in an effort to combat spam, comments may be removed at any time in the name of free speech. Oh, look, there's someone named Harry Feminist. The scientists should have asked the glacier for consent before drilling, raping it. Sounds like another case of everyday sexism.
You. Well, I know what the glacier cave in the illustration makes me think of, but maybe that's only because feminist glaciology has altered my thinking. She first calls them a science historian and later a scientist. Which is it? In general, they are different. In case of a feminist historian, they are opposites.
Polar opposites, you might say.
Yeah.
Har. Yeah. Sorry, I must have missed a bit of the NSF mission statement that includes fucking funding nonsense.
I completely agree with you. People criticize me for pooping in bags and sniffing it a week later. Why? Because I am proud feminist woman of color.
You misspelled woman. How dare you mansplain to me that word is a tool of the patriarchy and a proud woman of color.
How dare you mansplain me that I... Oh, shit. That's fucking funny. Oh, fuck.
Okay.
Orthography is a social construct. Oh, fuck. I'm fucking done. A patriarchal construct, surely. Scribes were all men, as were most early lexicographers. Oh, shit. The comment section is rolling right now. It's on a fucking...
Convertible and irrefutable.
Jesus.
Alright, that was like the major one I wanted to hit there. That was number 4 good.
Yep.
Number 5.
Onward to number 5. I want to be paid without working. Pay me now or I'll quit.
By Anna Davies. Look at her. Megan Foyne hasn't sired spawn of her own. I missed that. Not there.
Doesn't that look like the face of an honest, hard-working person?
But believes she is entitled to paid vacation to reflect on her paychecks and empty uterus. Megan Foy, 38, was jealous of coworkers spending time caring for their newborn children and has decided she deserved the same time off simply for owning a vagina. Here, the author of the novel Meternity, Mira Out Now, tells the Post's Anna Davies why she believes every woman deserves to be paid to not work.
Oh, God. Here we go.
I was 31 years old in 2009. I loved my career. As an editor at a popular magazine, I got to nitpick others' work on big stories, attend cool events, and meet famous celebs all the time. And yet, after 10 years of working in a job where I was always on deadline, I couldn't help but feel envious when parents on staff left the office at 6 p.m. to go home and be parents to their children. While it was assumed coworkers without kids would stay behind and not be parents. You know, I need a maternity leave, I told one of my pregnant friends. She laughed and then told me that I am a narcissistic cunt and ended all communication with me. Of course, I didn't let that happen. But the more I thought about it, the more I came to believe my own bullshit, which is, to me, a sabbatical-like break from reality that allows me, and to a lesser degree everyone I force to tolerate my presence, to shift their focus to the part of their lives that doesn't revolve around me. For people who follow a traditional path, this pause often naturally comes when I go home on Thursdays to shower. But for those who end up on the other path, that socially mandated time and space for self-reflection may never come. When I graduated from college in the early 2000s, I enjoyed the same unspoken expectation shared among my fellow Gen Xers. If you poured your heart and soul into your career, you would eventually get to a director level and have the flexibility, paycheck, and assistance beneath you to begin to create a work-life balance. I was every bit as stupid then as I am now. Then the 2008 recession hit, and people were lucky to have jobs at all. Assistance and perks disappeared across industries, and I felt like the cultural expectation was that we should now be tethered to our desks and our smartphones and Instagrams and Tumblrs. It seemed that parenthood was the only path that provided a modicum of responsibility. There's something about saying I need to go pick up my child as a reason to leave the office on time that has far more gravitas than, say, my best friend just got ghosted by her OkCupid date and needs a margarita. But both sides are valid to me. As I watched my friends take their real maternity leaves, I saw that spending 3 months detached from their desks made them much more sure of themselves. One friend made the decision to leave her corporate career and create her own business. Another decided to switch industries. From the outside, it seemed like those few weeks of them shifting their focus onto something other than their jobs gave them a whole new lens through which to see their lives. Almost like they had the personal drive to get as far away from me as humanly possible. While both men and women would benefit from maternity leave after a decade or so in the workforce, the concept is one that would be especially advantageous for me and my vagina. Burnout syndrome is well documented in both sexes, but recent research suggests that I may experience it too. Researchers postulate that it's because I'm a lazy sack of shit with no real ambitions and a terrible work ethic. Bottom line, I'm bad at putting myself first. But when you have a child, you learn how to self-advocate and put the needs of your family first. Or at least, that is what it looks like to me. I never really paid attention to my coworkers before they got something I wanted. A well-crafted maternity can give you pay without having to work, and taking one shouldn't disqualify you from taking maternity leave later. As for me, I did eventually give notice at my job and take a maternity leave of my own. I was fired. I may not have been changing diapers, but I grappled with self-doubt for the year and a half I spent away from the corporate world. My feelings are really important. They're like my own children. But a maternity done right should be challenging. It should be about digging into your whole life and emerging from it more confident in who you are. Or you should at least have the couch for a sandwich at the corner shop on occasion. Totally makes sense there. It also gave me the opportunity to help someone achieve their maternity dreams, even if that person was a fictional character. My first novel, Maternity, was just released and is about when I faked a pregnancy and discovered some hard truths about what it's really like to have it all. Ultimately, what I learned from my own maternity leave is that any pressure I felt to stay late at the office wasn't coming from the parents on staff, it was coming from myself. It took fucking over a whole company and writing about my own life for any self-reflection to sink in. Coming back to a new position, I realized I didn't need an excuse to leave on time. I could be lazy and comfortable with this. And that's what I would love to take away from my book to be. Work-life balance is tough for everyone, and it happens most when parents and non-parents support and don't judge each other or the size of their paychecks. I want kids in the future, but I might still take a traditional maternity leave. I might not. I'm a fucking idiot. But either way, I'm happy my maternity taught me to live on my own terms and advocate what works for me. 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 Me.
Wow. How is this woman employed? She's clearly an idiot and narcissistic far beyond the ends of rational comprehension. Congratulations, Anna. You've put the progress of woman back about 300 years, and this delusional narcissistic load of rotting tripe. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I didn't touch the comments there. They're all fucking good on their own.
Maternity leave. Never in my life have I ever encountered such narcissistic entitlement from an adult. If you think having a newborn is me time, you are delusional and obnoxiously self-centered. But it's maternity leave.
It's all about me.
Oh.
Time and space for self-reflection while raising a child. You're delusional. Well, I found this one to be fucking hilarious because, like, I have 2 brothers with kids now, and I have to tell you, she's full of shit.
Yeah. My brother Tommy.
That maternity leave wasn't a fucking picnic. It was them taking care of their kids.
Both my brother Tommy and his wife Megan work 2 jobs to make ends meet and take care of their daughter. So, yeah, yep. Having a child really gives you a lot more time. Yep. Totally not. Fucking. Oh man.
All right.
She's the type of person who really needs to just say, I need an adult.
Yeah, well, I think all the adults in her life have fled.
A little bit.
Like, I'm pretty sure anyone who's left in her vicinity is waiting for the chance. They can knock the pin out of the ankle shake.
Yep.
I just saw Bass came in the chat.
Mm. So where are we? Number 6?
We're at number 6.
Sweet.
But we have 7 and 8 to get through, both of which I think are probably better. Let's look at 6 anyway.
Yes.
We might relegate this one to another stream. Oh, this one. I remember this one. You know who would be good to come in and read this one would be Nora.
Oh, yeah?
But it's too bad she's not here.
Agony of being a huge... Oh, my God. I can already see why.
Hold on. I have to get rid of some things.
Yeah, I was about to say it's messing up.
There we go. Agony of being a huge cunt. Vaginas once held the upper hand in custody battles. Now fathers are winning equal access, and unrepentant bitches are struggling to cope. Oh, Bats, you want in?
Yeah, Bats. We need somebody.
We need a third.
Yes. We need a third wheel to keep this gravy train rolling.
Let's see, where the fuck is he? There he is.
God damn it! You missed a perfectly good joke with the fucking case thing. Veronica Sweeney Bird. You could have put Veronica Sweeney Todd. Damn it! You missed it.
I'm sorry. This one took a lot out of me because it's just like it's so fucking boring.
Yeah.
It's just this author fawning over people. Yeah, by the way, this is by Lauren Libbert. Fat thundercunt for the Daily Mail.
Oh. Nicola Hewitt, 42, an office manager from Kenley, Surrey, faces the trauma of being without her children, Devin, 10, and Sonia, 8, every weekend. Oh, yeah.
You fucking river, you cunt.
That's trauma. Yep. 5 days versus 3 days. That's trauma. That's trauma.
Hey, Bats.
I have to go in a little bit. I'm cooking up dinner.
All right.
Yeah. Well, you can certainly do the first couple paragraphs if you feel like it. Up to you.
Dramatic reading?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Right there? Right now?
Yep.
Yep.
Every mother Every mother lives for those small, joyful moments when her child masters something new. A book once too challenging, the telling of a joke previously stumbled over, a food devoured that had formerly been rejected. For it's in the gentle minotaur, I think that's how you say it, of a little, okay, of a little one's life that you really see their budding personality grow. Imagine then, in agonizing pain of being privy to your child's life for only half the time, the milestones missed, the lost cuddles before bedtime, the long nights spent wondering if they are sleeping sweetly or crying out for mummy. It's fucking brash.
Oh god.
Hashtag minute wah.
Oh god.
Hashtag minute want mummy.
Yeah. This is the reality for Britain's growing legion of 50-50 mothers who divide their time with the children equally with their exes. Oh, god damn. It's a growing phenomenon that on the surface might seem the fairest way for separated parents to organize their lives, because it is. Fuck. You want to keep going, Bats? It's up to you.
Wait, where are we? Shit.
But it
Second
comes
paragraph.
at an emotional price.
But it comes at an emotional price for the mothers involved, and the consequences for children as yet untold, but well studied in the scientific literature. Veronica Sweeney Bird is one such mother who wishes more than anything that her two little girls were having a more relaxed, stable childhood. Instead, every other Thursday, she drops one off at nursery, one at primary school, full of foreboding as she kisses them goodbye. Your turn.
Okay. A week on, week off shared care arrangement with her ex-husband is the high price Veronica has to pay for her broken marriage. And 2 years from the split, she still struggles to cope with the moment she says goodbye to her girls for 7 long days after a car ride filled with litanies of woe and offense directed at the father. I so hate being a 50-50 mother, says a 33-year-old bar worker from Tunbridge Wells, who was married for 7 years. When it's not my week to have the children, I have to try to switch off from being a mum, and it's so very hard. Life is hard. No shit!
Just look at her. Look at her. Her eyes have no soul left.
All that caked makeup to make her appear young.
Yeah.
Nicola, wait, let me read that.
Mhm.
Go back up. Nicola looks after her two children during the week, meaning she must deal with school runs and tired evenings, whereas her ex-husband gets them at weekend, and she should be grateful for that, or he should be grateful for that.
Alright. To distract myself from the pain, I throw myself into work. Working all the hours I can to keep me occupied. When they're not here, I daren't even go to the girls' room because just seeing all the clothes and toys is very painful. I know I'll just dissolve into tears and won't be able to function. I have no idea why he left me.
Well, I do.
Veronica only
I can see it now.
Veronica only ventures into their room the night before they are due home to tidy up, put away the sex salad and whips, and get ready for their return. I know they're coming back, so I feel more excited than upset, and I can handle it then, she says. Nicola finds holidays and special days especially hard, such as Mother's Day and her birthday. She also finds that the children can be needier and more attention-seeking when having been taken away from her, since she is still breastfeeding them.
I'll read the last one since I have to go.
I love how
Oh,
you...
shit. Wait, no, go back up. Let me
What?
see that picture again. Scroll up. Can someone face swap their fucking faces? That would just be great.
I can't.
Look, it's perfect. It's right. Yes.
Now look, you see, going from youngest to oldest here, it's like the foreheads slowly get larger. They start to overtake the face.
Just a little bit.
Okay.
Although her ex-husband lives just a 10-mile walk away, relations are strained and there is little contact between them apart from a court-ordered FaceTime conversation with her daughters Ziva, 5, and Tally, 3, every other day while they are with him. Without such contact, the court is certain that he would violently rape them. Even that is hard because Ziva doesn't like talking on the phone and I can't force her, says Veronica. She's too far away and I can't reach through the phone and twist her ear.
Max?
Oh, sorry. Although the court trusts her ex-husband implicitly with the care of her girls, the lack of easy communication means she knows little of what they do in their time apart. They could be doing any number of things. They could even be having fun. More than this, decisions about their care are often made that are out of her control. I once went to pick the girls on my, you forgot to say up, but okay, on my Thursday, and was shocked to see that he had taken them to the hairdressers without telling me, says Veronica. Tally's hair had just grown long enough to tie into ponytails, and now it was too short to tie up. I was devastated and emptied 3 bottles of wine that evening. And that is why he left you. That right there. Go ahead, Bats. On Mother's Day.
On Mother's Day this year, Veronica wasn't even able to speak to the girls, as it didn't fall on her court-appointed FaceTime day, something she says she found utterly heartbreaking. And recently, her ex informed her that Ziva would be going to an after-school judo class every Wednesday, which encroaches on her own week with the girls. Ziva really enjoys it, so that's okay, said Veronica, but I don't like being part of the discussion to decide what activities my own children are going to take part in. When you have children, you want to have a say in every element of their upbringing. But in my situation, that's impossible because I chose to draw hard boundaries on such matters like a cold shrew rather than actually put the interest of the child first. You. Yeah, scroll down. There you go.
Okay.
Veronica,
You want to go, Craig?
Sweeney Bird, a 33-year-old bar worker from Tunbridge Wells, was married for 7 years. She has a week-on, week-off shared care arrangement with her ex-husband, and she finds it hard to deal with the times that she's not looking after her children, Ziva 5 and Tally 3. Go ahead.
Okay. Such emotionally grueling arrangements over childcare are becoming increasingly common among women who value the ability to stalk boundaries set by court in the hopes of prosecuting their ex above the well-being of their children. While official figures suggest that only 3% of separated parents share their children's time equally, experts say this is a gross underestimate because many arrangements are unofficial and so unrecorded, like the ongoing rape epidemic. Oh God, they really had to. They had to throw that in there. They just, yeah. Good job. More and more couples are agreeing to split the care of their children without any intervention by the courts. According to Jane Roby, the chief executive officer of National Family Mediation, an organization that conducts over 30,000 castrations a year between separating couples. 10 years ago, shared care wasn't really an option, says Jane. Now there's a cultural shift towards fathers taking an active role in their children's upbringing. So many men are saying they want to be involved in day-to-day parental care that we simply weren't willing to acknowledge. And back to you.
However, Jane warns that trying to be fair to both adults can be damaging to the children. It can be very hard for them as they have to live in different homes and move from place to place continually, and that can make them feel unsettled and unhappy, according to mothers. There may come a time when they just won't want to go, or they'll start playing one parent off against another, like children. When deciding on arrangements post-split, all this has to be considered before giving the mother sole custody. Shared care has to work in favor of the child and has to focus on their needs, not just those of the mother. Fuck me, I forgot how long this was.
We can cut it short if you want and go to the next one. We have 2 more articles, man, so it's up to you.
Yeah, read this shit on your own.
I'm not gonna read this on my own. Fuck
No,
that.
not you.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah, you. Fuck you.
No, fuck you.
Fuck your mother. Okay.
Yeah, number 7. Yep.
Number 7.
Oh, the one I did.
Boy or girl? It starts with harmless stupidity and ends with pure autism by Jessica Cuntwinter. Parodied by the notorious Max Sand.
Oh fuck! I'll be right back. You go ahead and read it.
Motherfucker.
Yes. Enjoy, everybody. The pictures make it look much more interesting.
All right. On that note, I'll take myself a little bit of wine here. Okay. Oh, look at this poor little boy. Gender reveal celebrations for babies can be cute, but they also help explain the trans bathroom panic. That is the thesis that this dumbass has made this whole entire article about. Alright. Like a lot of 18-month-olds, my daughter is epicene. Even if she's out on the town, say pink leggings and a floral raincoat, sometimes I still get a "he's so cute, how old is he?" from his friendly stranger. I rarely bother to correct people, but if they realize their mistake, they're often profusely apologetic, as if they've given grave offense over something far more consequential than gender. So making light of it already. As if this scene unfolds, and if this scene unfolds when I have dressed her in neutral clothing, the offense at times turns subtly outward. Why do you dress her like a boy? Demanded a man in the jewelry section of H&M. The real question should be, why do I care what others think so much, or why am I obsessed with my child's gender? While my kid, in a red sweatshirt, jeans, and gray and purple sneakers, rummaged through a pile of tasseled earrings, the man was trying to be polite, but he also seemed affronted by his own confusion, and affronted by me. I suppose, though, it is my fault, because I am a creep and totally focused on my child's gender rather than her well-being. She looks like a boy, he insisted repeatedly. The only response I could think of was the shrugging one I gave. She looks like herself. I offer this anecdote partly as a disclosure that I'm not the intended audience for gender reveal announcements. This is a genre of prenatal celebration that reached a spectacular apotheosis last week when a Florida couple went viral for firing a rifle at a target packed with explosives and colored chalk, sending up a plume of powder intended to reveal the baby's sex, blue for boy in this case. The phenomenon more typically takes the form of a gender reveal party where the festive theme might be guns or glitter, or rifles or ruffles, or something, or because big sticks can take many forms, baseball or bows, or pinning me up like a piñata and allowing the rest of the party to beat some sense into me. In other news, I like gun control and I'm voting for Hillary Clinton. A centerpiece of a gender reveal party is, of course, a gender reveal cake, which involves slipping a piece of paper to a trusted baker who will then drop the right food coloring in the batter at the appointed moment. Celebrants cut the cake to find out if it's blue or pink, i.e. pistols or pearls, brains or no brains. Gender reveal cakes can be cute, imaginative, and even beautiful, as this pop sugar slideshow attests. Another parenting site, The Stir, has a slideshow of 15 outrageously inappropriate gender reveal cakes, although if you spend enough time in the gender reveal universe, these creations might strike you not as outrageous, so much as just aggressively direct about the zero-sum nature of the gender binary. Stick or no stick, yes, beat me with a stick, is the exemplum of the bunch making barely submerged subtext into carrot-shaped text. A boy has a something and a girl has a nothing. A boy has a gun and a girl has a hole. A boy does and a girl is done too. A boy is an active actor. What the fuck? With useful equipment. And a girl is a void with embellishments.
It would sound so tiresomely Gender Studies 101 if these weren't actually people giving actual children right here on my Pinterest boards in 2016. A gender reveal party might at least take on a sheen of medical accuracy if it were called a sex reveal party, or a thank you, Captain Fucking Obvious. With the added bonus that it would also sound more like a fun orgy. My orgasms are not up for discussion, although yes, they are boring as you imagine they are. Uh-oh, it looks like it just skipped off from what I was showing there. There we go. I doubt it's a total accident that gender reveal collapses the discrete concept of sex and gender into one big face smash of tasty cake. In fact, the gender reveal phenomenon pulls off a rousing, counter-progressive 2-for-1, weapons-grade reinforcement of oppressive gender norms, sorry feminists, and blunt force refusal of the idea that sex assigned at birth does not necessarily equate with gender identity, sorry trans rights movement. Why are you apologizing, you frigid cunt? Likewise, it can't be sheer coincidence that the internet went nuts over an Army Special Forces member and his fiancée blowing up a box of tannerite and chalk to celebrate their fetus's blood test results during the same week that North Carolina sued the U.S. Department of Justice over whether trans people in that state can use restrooms and locker rooms that correspond to their gender identities. The DOJ, as North Carolina Governor Pat McCrory told Fox News, is trying to define gender identity, and there is no clear identification or definition of gender identity. When a cherished social norm is starting to fragment, perhaps the best way to save it is to aim a rifle at it and pull the trigger. Have I mentioned I hate guns? Oh look, a gun. Or perhaps McCrory, the gender reveal enthusiasts alike, can take a gentler approach and look to babies and toddlers for clues. It's accepted among progressives at this point, of course it is, that gender is a kind of performance within constraints, something we actively create from the limited cultural materials we encounter. Well, someone has not been surfing the entirety of the internet. Boop. Oh, hi.
Yo, you can hear me? All right, good. Yep.
As such, it matters enormously for older children and adults as a way of making sense of themselves and for the world. But it's also a type of performance that babies and babies and toddlers lack. Okay. The neural connections to deliver. They are genderless and thus destabilizing. And so we steady ourselves by, for instance, affixing hair bows on people who might not even have much hair. They're fucking babies.
I know. I know. You see what I was saying? Like, this shit didn't even need parodying that much. It was like, the shit is a parody. Minimal work was required.
All right. Well, if you would kindly take the next paragraph.
Yeah, sure. Am I boring you yet? If so, please make sure to hate, comment, and not subscribe. Also hate. A gender reveal will tell a future baby's loved ones precisely nothing about what is actually important about her first months and years on Earth. Her temperament, her response to food, the ease with which she sleeps and self-soothes and explores her expanding. Did we already get past the no shit comment? Yeah, we did. Fuck. That was the one I was waiting for. All right. Well, babies and toddlers are mysterious. You really have no idea who they are.
They're all girls too, apparently.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, she never once refers to a baby or toddler.
And it's not he or she or whatever preferred pronoun they want, right?
Yeah, no, like she literally refers to all babies and toddlers through the whole article as hers. System.
Certificates should come with a complete list of pronouns to choose from.
Yep.
12 years later, from which they will choose. Am I a boy? Am I a girl? Am I some kind of weird, fucked up combination of lizard and pigskin?
But you get the sense they know you inside out. A fetus is even more mysterious. You don't even know what she looks like. You see what I mean? This lady is whacked in the fucking head.
They look like every other fetus. They lack definition.
she's whacked in the head. Closer to you
Was
than
she
any
expecting the
person.
fucking frog from Looney Tunes to be in there dancing? Hello, my honey. Hello, my baby. Hello, my ragtime gal.
It's understandable, I suppose, why some parents want to grab onto an either or marker of certainty in the fundamentally uncertain situation that is pre and our early parenthood. But gender isn't really there for the grabbing.
Well, I hope not. That sounds like a raunchy.
Ask me about gender anytime for a free nagging. Ding, ding, ding. Yeah, he's enjoying it as much as I am.
When I was pregnant, you mean after you were raped?
If a stranger on the subway or street called me boy or girl, I would reply, none of your business. I didn't actually mind telling people. Instead, I think I was pushing back against the idea that being visibly pregnant or visibly anything turned me into a piece of public property available for comment and interrogation. Here we go. This is where she's
sounds
gonna
like an antisocial retard.
Yeah, this is where she's gonna use her gender
Were
as
both
the
of your
crutch.
parents autistic before they decided to drink heavily while she was pregnant, or what?
Nope. She's
God
just
damn.
no. This is learned autism.
This is fucking California, like all of it.
Women deal with different versions of this challenge of achieving privacy in public, like for their entire lives. To leave your apartment is to be asked for a smile or a blowjob. And there we go. This is gender studies in California, 2016, ladies and gentlemen. or your due date or lose weight. And many trans women and gender non-conforming women have it so much harder than most cisgender and or femme women can ever imagine. And there we go.
Femme women.
She makes it go full circle. Those realities reach dystopian nightmare proportions in the gender police state that McCory prophesies. Oh my fucking god. I can't. It's worse than the first time I read it.
Bathroom using citizens would be honor bound to apply the if you see something, say something principle to gender presentation. It will always be time for cake in the restrooms in North Carolina. See, how can you be opposed to that then? There's cake in the fucking bathrooms. I mean, that's a little bit disgusting.
A little bit?
Like, are the urinals made out of cake? Because that's just a waste of pastry.
Oh.
Well, look, you don't have to eat it.
No, it's just like the whole, She's probably talking about eating cake off of the fucking bathroom stalls, but like, you know.
What a fucking numpty.
That's still nasty, but what you just said is like 10 times worse.
So, boy or girl? This is the question many people want answered before you use the bathroom. Well,
yes, this is definitely
yes.
the question. Yeah.
Well, no, I still understand. Why aren't bathrooms like I/O on a computer, on or off? Why aren't they like I for dick and O for vagina? Like that's really the question.
No, we don't see because Craig, it's very simple because if they do that, all the trans and LGBT community.
Well, don't they have dicks and vaginas too?
Nope. They'll claim, no, I am neither a woman or a man.
I don't care. I care whether or not you have a dick or a vagina because that pretty much segregates you into two bathrooms.
But they'll claim that they've been through genders so many times that it's on. I don't even know. They'll make some fucking.
Well, I mean, the problem is if you make another bathroom and you put an I and an O overlaid on each other, people might think that's a fucking bathroom.
Yeah, probably.
And you don't want to have people go in there trying to put I's into O's. That's just not appropriate for a bathroom.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe like a bathroom that has an X on it. And people wonder.
No, you could just put T. Yeah. You could just put a T. There you go. There you go.
So they started asking when you were still in utero. Well, yeah, it's pretty easy to tell then too. They might have baked a dessert or fired a gun to get the answer, and I'm beginning to think
Notice she uses gun like references like 30 fucking times to this whole thing.
Well,
Like,
it's okay. She can't fire bullets out of her vagina, therefore guns are bad. They might, and I'm beginning to think that you can draw a line from that question to our current state of transphobic bathroom panic. Maybe you can draw a line from that the same way you can draw a line from tweezing lint out of your navel to the creation of the sun. Like there might be a line somewhere, but it's a very thin thread and meanders all over the place.
I can draw a line. I can draw it on paper. Want to see? It's not going to be a straight line. It's going to be a line.
Let's see. Maybe all we can do is start refusing to answer the question or answer with a question of our own. If the question is, why does that girl look like a boy? Maybe the answer is, what does it mean for a girl to not look like herself? Well, no, that's not a retort to that question, you fuckwit.
But to her it is. Dun dun dun.
Okay, that was number 7. I think we also have a number 8. Oh, yes, we do. Oh, look, it's a certain someone's EULA.
Please read the following terms and conditions carefully before using the software product. Your use, distribution, or installation of this copy of FleetCom indicates your acceptance of this license. That's not how a fucking copyright system works, you fucking retard.
Hold on, we have to learn first what a software product here means. It means a software image files, all accompanying files, data encrypted or unencrypted, and materials received with your order of FleetCom. So that does that include the fucking receipt?
Use the law, retard.
Alright, let's continue. If you do not agree to any of the terms in this license, then do not install, distribute, or use the software product. Warranty covers defects in the software, which prevents successfully installing software in the buyer's PC. But it does not cover fitness of purpose, not meeting the expectations or needs in the minds of the buyer. This software product is for personal use only and may be installed and used on only one computer. By the way, and used
Could
by
you start the draw program?
and by on. And by on. Yeah, there you go.
Yes!
I think that should work now.
Yes, it is.
Well, please do draw.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just gonna make a stamp.
Show me something. Or not.
No, keep going. I'm getting ready.
Alright, its component parts may not be separated for use on more than one computer. I hope this thing doesn't run on .NET. Software product may be accessed through a network only after obtaining a site license. A site license like from Steam or like from your website. Thanks for defining site license, dickweed. All components accompanying the software are copyrighted by FleetCom Technologies, LLC, and may not be taken apart, modified, used, or published with other software means except with the software product software, and may not be distributed or copied in any manner. Well, I mean, why not go ahead and, define the internet while you're at it? What other restrictions are going to... Oh, okay, you do have more restrictions. Sorry. This software product, all accompanying files, data, encrypted or unencrypted, and materials are distributed as is and with no warranties of any kind, except the one you made above there. Whether express or implied. Oh, yeah, the express warranty you made. The user must assume all risk of using the program, except where you covered it with your warranty. This disclaimer of warranty constitutes an essential part of the agreement where you had this warranty. Thank you. In no event shall FleetCom Technologies, LLC, or its principals, shareholders, officers, employees, affiliates,
You see me writing, right?
subsidiaries. I don't see anything that you're saying, actually.
Oh, dig. Okay.
I don't see anything.
Oh, that's okay.
I wish I did. Sorry.
That's stupid. Shit
I
doesn't
turned
work.
it on, didn't I?
Yeah, it's probably not going to work. Oh, well.
All right. Contractor subsidiaries or parent organizations
and be liable for any incidental consequential punitive or any other damages whatsoever related to the use of the software product, except in the case where you have this warranty. In addition, in no event does FleetCom Technologies authorize you to use this software product. You should put a period there. And in applications or systems where software products' failure to perform can reasonably be expected to result in physical injury or in loss of life. Any such use by you is entirely at your own risk, and you agree to hold FleetCom Technologies LLC harmless from any claims or losses relating to such unauthorized use.
That's not how that's not how liability works.
Hold on a second. We have to continue here. This agreement constitutes the entire statement of the agreement between the parties in the subject matter and merges and supersedes all other prior understandings, purchase orders, agreements, and arrangements. This agreement shall be governed by the laws of the United States of America. Oh, nice to see that you're referencing any kind of law here. Oh, but hold on a second. We have more. This is going to be great.
Oh, God.
FleetCom Technologies, LLC, the owner of the copyright of this software product, all of its derivatives, not how it works, title and accompanying materials, that does how it works, are the exclusive property of FleetCom Technologies, not how it works.
Not how it works.
All rights of any kind which are not expressly granted in this license, are entirely and exclusively reserved to and by FleetCom Technologies, LLC.
Not how it works.
You may not rent, lease, transfer, modify, translate, reverse engineer, decompile, disassemble, or create derivative works based on the software product.
Not how it works.
Without express written permission from FleetCom Technologies, LLC. Absolutely not how it works. You may not make access to the software product available to others in connection with a service bureau, application service provider. Oh, by the way, in a connection with a service bureau, you mean like you wouldn't want to have somebody in the government looking at this. Okay. Application service provider like Steam or similar businesses like Origin for Valve, etc., or use the software product in a business to provide file compression, decompression, or conversion services to others. So what you're saying is you probably instituted some kind of LMZ, and you're upset that your compression algorithm sucks. Okay. There are no third-party beneficiaries of any promises, obligations, or representations made by FleetCom Technologies LLC herein, except for, of course, Slade Valena.
Mm-hmm.
You may not disclose to other persons the data or techniques relating to this software product that you know
Not
or
how it
should
works.
know that it is a trade secret for the FleetCom Technologies LLC in any manner that will cause damage to Slade Valena. I'm just going to start replacing that there. This and the software product is now a piece of shit. This piece of shit and all services provided may be used for lawful purposes only: transmission, storage, or presentation of any information, data, or material in violation of any United States of America state or city law. No Oxford comma. What the fuck is this?
Yep.
It's strictly prohibited. This includes, but is not limited to, copyrighted material. Material will be judged to be threatening or obscene. Like what? Drawing a dick with a spaceship? Or material protected by trade secret or other statute. You agree to indemnify and hold Slade Valena harmless from any claims resulting from the use of this piece of shit, which may damage any other party.
This is so horribly written and
this
so
is
out
the
of
third-party EULA that he is attaching to FleetCom. Slade, you dumb motherfucker.
This is so horribly written and so out of touch with actual copyright law and reality that I don't even know, man.
Like this, I have seen some shitty EULAs out there. This tops most of them.
Like, if you was to get sued by somebody for whatever reason, none of this, not one part, would hold up in court.
Like I see any of the parts that would hold up under their own legal definitions elsewise held. Elsewise held. This EULA is redundant. It is a piece of shit.
He doesn't even mention any laws.
Yeah, and sorry, Gonzo would like to remind us all: this man works for NASA.
No, I'd also like to remind Slade of the fact that if their EULA has typos in it, that automatically pretty much makes it invalid completely.
Like it's okay, but once you have to start defending a stupid decision in one part of your EULA, then you have to start defending them everywhere else. And let's not forget the part where there are no warranties except for the warranty you made expressly a paragraph or two above it. So hold on a second. Warranty covers defects, blah blah blah. Does not cover other things, but that is a warranty. Oh wait a second. Hold on a second. Let's go down here. Blah, 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 blah. No warranties of any kind.
Now, I'd also like to make the point that most states have a 30-day, it varies between state, warranty on content. And that includes digital content. There have been many cases.
Let's not forget, disclaimer of warranty constitutes an essential part of the agreement.
Yeah.
Which totally makes that different from any other part of the agreement.
Consumer rights, such in my state, Massachusetts, pretty much, you might as well put a giant red X through that entire paragraph.
It's just this paragraph directly contradicts the two paragraphs above it.
Yeah, both of them. Put a giant red X through both of them.
It's Slade. Also, for personal use only, who the fuck's going to use this for non-personal use? Who's going to use this for commercial gain?
Yeah, that's honestly. That's about the only thing you could actually get somebody on if, like, say I was to repackage your game and sell it for money. Yeah, you could sue me, but like,
this is where the fuck is Bats at this point? We need to get him to go get Slade Valeno on here.
Mm. But like for anything else you said, like, decompiling, reverse engineering, that's covered under fair use, man. You can't stop anybody.
Yeah, decompiling, by the way, that only matters if you find out that they decompiled something. And even then, your EULA here does not cover that.
Yeah.
Especially, and get this, especially if whoever decompiled or reverse engineered your product doesn't get your product under the auspices of this EULA. Yep. It's not a viral thing. It doesn't get attached as a rider to every handoff transaction that occurs with a fucking CD. If someone else gets the files and didn't make the purchase, they're not bound by your EULA. What are you going to do then?
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to sue the guy who made the purchase? Fine. That sounds like a really dumb idea, especially since personal use covers the one-to-one handoff of a product like this.
Mm-hmm.
But I suppose we can let him find that shit out in court.
When people start pirating his game, I'm sure he'll find out real quick. It's okay, man. I can see it. Somebody's gonna buy the game. It's gonna instantly get put up on the Pirate Bay. Done. Good night. That'll be it.
Anyway, that constitutes the last of the articles we had available today. Click on number 9 here. Nope, nothing there. So, should you ever wish to review these on your own, you can always go to articlulz.grapechan.org and view my exquisitely coded website.
Also, most of these will be tweeted out on Legit Press Releases Twitter.
Yes, we have a twatter dedicated to this shit called Legit Press Releases, which, in its most ethical manner, does nothing of the kind of a certain Norwegian faggot's website.
Yep.
But, of course, it has the most ethical press releases, including the parodies found here. So, with that, I don't know, Max, do you have anything else you want to put in?
Yeah. Feminism is retarded. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go take a sensor beam and then die of laughter.
All right. Thanks for watching, people. And good night.
Hey, Lamau.